Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see so many people here. So, today's Vegetable Summit, it marks the beginning of what we hope will be a significant shift in the veg supply chain that will improve the nation's health, support British farmers, and help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It was a year ago, almost to the day, that a group of stakeholders from across the food system met in Birmingham to discuss the problem of veg. We discussed the fact that we're not consuming enough. It's quite slow, this. We discussed the fact that we're not purchasing enough. We're purchasing less than a third of what we should be in Wales and in the United Kingdom. We're only getting half a portion of veg for every 3 meals we're eating out. And when we're eating out meals, 40% of us about once a week, then that has quite a big impact. Only 1.2% of our advertising spend is on veg. We suffer with lack of poor skills and lack of veg imagination in kitchens, both domestic and commercial. And we have issues of affordability and access for those on a limited income. And this slide shows that we're not producing enough in Wales. In fact, in Wales, we're only producing around 5% of our requirements. And if we were eating 3.5 portions of veg, we would need to be producing an additional 1.5 million metric tonnes a year. So it's become obvious that the 5-a-day message isn't working. We're actually consuming less than we were 10 years ago. And a fresh approach is needed. And this is why Peas Please has been born. So Peas Please is a first. It's a collaborative food system approach to increase veg consumption. The publication of Veg Facts, informed by the research of Amber Wheeler, who opened for us today, set the foundation for the Peas Please Project Board, Food Foundation, Nourish Scotland, World Wildlife Fund, and Food Cardiff, to set about developing this commitment framework. This framework was developed through extensive consultation with over 150 organisations, from retailers, manufacturers, restaurateurs, caterers, broadcasters, and government representatives, in order to ensure a pledge for more veg. It's at this point that I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone in the room here today, especially those trailblazing companies that have put up with Amber and I hassling them for the past few months. The support that we've received from our public sector colleagues, members of the Food Cardiff Partnership, and new colleagues from growers through to food manufacturers and restaurateurs has been amazing. You've been generous with your time, your contacts, your networks, and often too with your patience. So thank you very much. So, on to today. So, the Vegetable Summit is a platform for all of those stakeholders I've just mentioned to make a pledge for more veg. We're thrilled that we have 40 pledges to tell you about today. And it is going to be difficult to tell you about all of them. So we're going to concentrate on the 14 which have been secured in Wales and touch on some of the big stories from the UK. I hope, as the afternoon progresses, that 3 stories will unfold. The first of how a local food partnership, supported by Cardiff Council, Cardiff and Vale University Health Board, and the Sustainable Food Cities Network, has worked to develop solutions at a local level that can be scaled up and applied to other parts of Wales. Cardiff School Holiday Enrichment Programme, Food and Fun, started its journey in 2015 in 5 schools. And I'm very pleased to have members from that school here today from Ninian Park. The summer could see schools from 20 of 22 of Wales's local authorities supporting their local communities during the long summer holiday through providing healthy meals, nutrition education, physical and other enrichment activities. We are delighted that members of the Food Cardiff Partnership are here to make pledges today, and that Councillor Hugh Thomas, leader of Cardiff Council, has agreed to tell us a little bit more about the City Peas Please story. Secondly, we have the Wales story. As a result of the increasing reach of Food Cardiff and its activity, we have set up a charitable fund, Food Sense Wales. Through Food Sense Wales, we will drive our local learning to inform national policy. Food Cardiff and Peas Please will become work streams of Food Sense Wales. So the story for Wales that will unfold today will see national initiatives and pledges to set the agenda for horticulture in Wales. You will hear a major announcement about production of veg in Wales, and you'll hear from two of our flagship Welsh food service businesses. And in case you haven't already guessed, the third narrative is the UK story. While I stand here, colleagues in London and Edinburgh are doing the same. Within the region of 350 to 400 people expected to attend across the three events. Pooling resources, ideas, support, inspiration, expertise, added to some healthy competition, has been hugely productive. Some of the pledges you will hear today from the major UK companies have been secured as a result of the tenacity and pushing from many different directions, often by putting pressure on from across the nations. To quote an academic advising the Peas Please team on how we evaluate Peas Please, it's a unique and innovative approach. No one else is doing it. Getting to this point today has been really hard work, and I'm sure there have been moments when members of the Peas Please team have said, I wonder why nobody else is doing it. But we're here, and I think we can safely say that what you're about to hear will demonstrate that it is worth it, and that there is a real chance, as Catherine already alluded to, that this initiative, with the continued support of stakeholders here in this room and beyond, could put millions of more portions of veg on the table. So it's time to get on with proceedings. I'll hand back to Catherine, Joch and Val, and thank you for your time.